Hi Year 6, welcome to your final maths quiz of home learning. Okay, I know we're not live today, but it's the same sort of thing as we've been doing the last few weeks with our rounds increasing in difficulty as we go along. So you know the score now. We've got the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and place value rounds. Each question you get 10 seconds to answer, and the questions in each round increase in difficulty as we go through. So starting with the easy peasy one on the addition round then. Addition round, remember you've got 10 seconds. I'm just loading up my timer to make sure I give you an accurate 10 seconds. Okay, first question. What is 85 add 7? Okay, time's up. The answer we were looking for that question was 92. Give yourself 10 points if you got that one right. Okay, coming up, question 2. What do I need to add to 101 to make 300? Time's up. And the answer we were looking for was 199. It's 20 points for you if you got that one correct. Okay, getting harder now. Question 3. What is 504 add 545? And time's up on that one. The answer we were looking for was 1049. Give yourself 30 points if you got that one correct. Okay, stepping it up a notch again. Okay, 40-point question. A watch costs £120, a necklace costs £35, and a ring costs £58. How much would they cost all together? And time's up on that one. The answer we wanted was £213. Give yourself the 40 points if you got that one correct. Okay, and the 50-pointer, the final question on the addition round then. Frank wants to buy a puppy. A puppy costs £1,600. He has saved £1,180 and 20 pence. How much more does he need to save? And time's up on that one. Okay, we were looking for £480 for our answer. Sorry, not £480, £419 and 80 pence for our answer. Okay, give yourself that 50 points if you managed to get that one correct. I think that was really hard to do in the 10 seconds. So you also give yourself a massive well done if you did it. Okay, on to our subtraction round then. Okay, again, starting with the easy questions and getting harder. Question 1. What is 62 add subtract 5? Time's up. 62 subtract 5 is 57. Give yourself the 10 points if you got that one correct. Okay, question 2, the 20-point question. What is 152 take away 13? Time's up. The answer was 139. If you got it correct, give yourself 20 points. Okay, getting harder. Question 3 for 30 points. What is 520 take away 23? Time's up on that one. I think that was quite a generous question for 30 points there, year 6. Hopefully you got that one. The answer we were looking for then was 497. 30 points if you got it. Okay, bit harder then. Question 4 for 40 points. Complete the number sentence. 2,456 take away equals 258. And time's up. The answer we were looking for was 2,198. Give yourself 40 points if you got that correct. Okay, and the biggie, the final question on the subtraction round, the 50-pointer, the biggest challenge. Which number sentence is correct? Read them and have a go. Time's up. The answer was C. 283 take away 125 is 158. 50 points if you got that one correct. Okay, round 3. Ready for it? Easy questions again. What is 3 times 8? Time's up. The answer was 24. Nice and easy. All right, next one, 20-pointer. What is 12 times 6? Time's up. The answer we were looking for then was 72. Question 3. What is 50 times 70? Time's up on that one. We were looking for... The answer on the screen is wrong. We were looking for 3,500 because 5 times 7 is 35, and then we needed 2 zeros on that, so 3,500 gets you the answer for 30 points. Okay, question 4 for 40 points. What is 64 times 6? Time's up. The answer we were looking for there was 384. Quite tricky to do in the 10 seconds. You would have had to scribble down probably a little short multiplication. Massive well done if you got it right, and 40 points for you. Okay, the biggie, the 50-pointer on the multiplication round. Pencils at the ready. Which is the correct number sentence? Have a read and have a go. And time's up on that one. Okay, the one we were looking for then was B, 60 times 20, because 6 times 2 is 12, and then we need 2 zeros on the end. 50 points if you got that one right. Okay, you're over halfway through the quiz. Okay, have a little breather if you need to now. You can pause the video for a moment if you need to. Otherwise, we are going into our division round. Okay, starting with the easy questions once again. How many 4s are in 32? Time's up. The answer was not 7. The answer is 8. Okay, give yourself 10 points if you got the answer 8. Okay, question 2 for 20 points. What is 132 divided by 11? Time's up on that one. The answer we were looking for was 12. Give yourself 20 points if you got that one correct. Okay, Question 3 for 30 points. What is half of 646? What is half of 646? Time's up on that one. The answer we were looking for was 323. Give yourself 30 points if you got that one correct. Okay, question 4, 40 points. What is 612 divided by 4? Time's up. We were looking for 153 as our answer. 40 points if you got it correct. Question 5 then, the biggie on the division round. How many fives are in 6,335? Okay, the answer we were looking for that round was 1,267. Give yourself 50 points if you got that correct. And we are going into our final round, so maybe have a little stretch out, take a deep breath, reset your mind, refocus. Final round, the place value round, and we're starting with those easy questions before working our ways through to the harder ones. Okay, question 1 for 10 points. What is 2 more than 1,999? The answer we were looking for then was 2001. 10 points if you got it right. Okie dokes. Question 2 for 20 points. What is the value of the 2 in this number? Okay, the value of the 2 was 2000. You could have written it as digits or as words. Either way, you would get the mark. Give yourself 20 points if you got that correct. Question 3. Write down the following number in digits. Okay, so check your answer very carefully. It should look like this. 2,145,212, which is 2145212. Okay, 40 pointer then. We're almost done. What is 4,500 less? That question doesn't make any sense. I'm going to change it. All right then, yes, Jake, slightly amended question then. This is what it should say. What is 2,500 less than 2,655? 10 seconds to have a go. Okay, time's up. The answer we were looking for then was 155. Give yourself 40 points if you got that one right. And we're on to our very final question of the quiz this week, okay? The 50-pointer. I wonder if any of you are on full marks at this moment. It's all to play for the final question. Which number is equivalent to that number on the screen? Have a read and have a go. Okie dokes. We were looking for the answer B. Because that number is 2,222,222. Bit of a mean number, that number, isn't it? 50 points if you got that one right today. So add up your total score. Let us know in the chat how you got on. Did you beat your score from last week? Did you get your best score ever? Let us know how you got on. Right then, what I'm going to ask you to do now is to pause this video. And as usual on a Friday, I'm going to ask you to load up the arithmetic test document and have a go at doing that. When you've finished it, come back to this video and I will be talking through the answers to the arithmetic test. Okay, so go away and have a go at the arithmetic and then come back. Hello Year 6 and welcome back. Okay, hopefully you've had a go at the arithmetic questions. Here is me going through the answers. Okay, question 1. I think nice and straightforward. The answer we're looking for was 1050. Okay, question 2. The answer we were looking for then was 2624. Straightforward column addition, that one. Question 3. We've got something divided by 1. Well, if you divide something by 1, it doesn't change. Okay, so the answer was 685. Question 4, a column addition. We've been doing this week in our arithmetic, so I'm not going to model it to you now. I'm hoping you're confident with it. The key was to line up the decimal points. So question 4, we should have got the answer 6.021. Question 5, they've put the missing number at the beginning of the number sentence, but it makes no difference. All you had to do here was do 4,600, add 600. So the answer was 5,200. Question 6, short multiplication. I think most of us are confident with those these days. And the answer to that one was 500. Question 7, a fraction take away a fraction. Remember the rule with fractions is they must have the same denominator to be able to take them away. Here, very kindly, they already have the same denominator, so all I have to do is take away the numerators. So I'm doing 78 take away 49, and that gives me the answer 29. Remember, 29 isn't just my answer though, it's 29 100ths. Question 8 is a BODMAS question, and so I have to decide which bit of the equation I need to solve first. I've got brackets in this number sentence, so I'm going to solve the brackets part first and then do the subtraction. So 36 divided by 6 gives me 6, and then I do 42 take away 6 to give me the answer 36. Question 9, a fraction times a fraction. Remember, when we do a fraction times a fraction, we multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. So 3 times 3 gives 9 for the numerator, and 6 times 6 gives a denominator of 36. Question 10, we're dividing something by 10. When we divide by 10, we move our digits one place to the right. So we've got 0.09. And if I move each digit one place, so that 0 there, excuse me, that 0 there ends up in my tenths column. The 0 that is in my tenths column ends up in my hundredths column, and my 9 ends up in my thousandths column. So my answer is 0.009. Question 11, similar, but this time I'm multiplying, so I'm moving to the left, and I'm multiplying by 100, so each digit needs to move 2 places. To do this, I like to put a decimal point in after the number to help me know where my decimal point is. So my 6 at the moment is in my ones column, and I need to move it 2 places, so my 6 is going to end up in my hundreds column, which means I need placeholder zeros in my tens column and my ones column. My 4 is in the tens column, it's going to end up in the thousands column. My 8 at the moment is in the hundreds column, it's going to end up in the 10,000s column. And my 2 at the moment is in the thousands column, which is going to end up in the 100,000s column. So my answer is 284,600. Question 12 is a long division. The trickiest part here is working out what the different multiples are. So we need to work out the multiples of 23 before we attempt the question. So first multiple is 23. Double it gives me 46. Add another 23 is going to give me 69. Add another 23 is going to give me 92. Add another 23, 115. Ooh, made a mistake there. and I'll do one more. Another 23 is 138. Now I can attempt to solve the question then. Okay, 1035 divided by 23. Right. First I ask myself, how many times does 23 go into 1? It doesn't. Then I ask myself, carry my 1 across, how many times does 23 go into 10? It doesn't. Now I carry my 10 across, and I have 103. How many times does 23 go into 103? 1, 2, 3, 4 times gives me 92. And then there are 11 left over. So then I've got 115. How many times does 23 go into 115? And it's 5 times. There's no remainder today because remember, on a SATs test there is never a question with a remainder in it. Okay, question 13. It's a column subtraction again. The key was to line up the digits in the correct columns. The answer we were looking for that one was 7.45. Question 14, 0.5 times 64. Remember, 0.5 times something means half of something, so we just want to know half of 64, which is 32. Question 15, we've got a long multiplication. I will model the first one and then I'll just do the answer for the second one. So we had 9,651 times by 43. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 5 is 15, carry my 1, 3 times 6 is 18, add my 1 gives me 19, 3 times 9 is 27, add my 1 is 28. When I move on to my tens column, I need to remember my golden rule of putting a 0 here because I'm now multiplying by tens, and I'm doing 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 6 is 24, add my 2 is 26, 4 times 9 is 36, add my 2 is 38. And then the final step is to add them up. 3 add 0 is 3, 5 add 4 is 9, 9 add 0 is 9, 8 add 6 is 14, 2 add 8 add 1 is 11, 1 add 3 is 4. So the answer we get there is 414,993. Question 16, the answer was 29,348. Question 17, again, a column subtraction. Key was to line up the digits. The answer for that one was 27.129. Question 18 then, we are adding fractions together, so our golden rule is that we have to have the same denominator before we can add the fractions together. So here we're going to make the denominator 12 because all of the numbers that are our denominators in our original fractions, they are all factors of 12. So the final fraction, 1/12, that can stay exactly as it was. For the other two fractions, we need to convert. So the first fraction, we've got to times it by 4, haven't we, to make the denominator 12, so we end up with 4/12. The second one, we've got to times it by 3, so we end up with 3/12. And the final fraction stays the same. So 4/12 add 3/12 add 1/12 gives me 8/12 as my answer. Question 19, a fraction divided by a whole number. Remember D for divide, so our denominator will change, but our numerator stays exactly the same. So 5 times 6 gives 30, so 4/30ths. Question 20 is exactly the same sort of question, just with different numbers. So the 5 stays the same, the numerator stays the same, and we do D for divide, D for denominator. 2 times 9 is 18. Question 21, we're finding a percentage of an amount. We've done these quite a lot recently. Hopefully you're becoming a bit of an expert on it. First step is to find what 1% of 760 is. And to do that, we divide by 100. So 1% equals 7.6. I always write that down. Okay, and then here we want to know what 45% is. So we want 45 lots of 7.6. Then we work it out like a long multiplication. 5 times 6 is 30. 4 times 6 is 24. Add my 3, 27. Golden rule to add my 0 when I'm multiplying by my next digit. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 4 is 28. Add my 3 gives me 31. And then add them together. 0 add 0 is 0. 7 add 5 is 12. 2 add 1 is 4. And then we've got our 3. And then we need to remember our decimal point as well. So 45% of 760 is 342.0. Or 342. We don't really need that 0.0 on the end, do we? Okay, question 22, we have got a mixed number added to a fraction. Same rule here applies as just when you're adding fractions then. And we need to have our denominators the same. So that first fraction, I'm going to write it out again. And I'm going to make both these denominators 12. So I've got to times by 3, haven't I, for that? So I end up with 2 and 3/12 add. Here I've got to times it by 2, so times by 2 on the top. 2 and 3/12 add 10/12, which gives me 2 and 13/12. Okay, I'm almost there, I'm almost at the answer, but at the moment I wouldn't get the mark for 2 and 13/12 because 13/12 is an improper fraction, but I've also got a mixed number as well, so I need to convert it again. So I end up with 3 whole ones and 1/12. Question 23 is really similar to question 21. First of all, find 1%, which in this case is 5, and then you need to do 9 lots of that 1%. So 9 times 5, which gives us 45. Question 24, slightly trickier. Excuse me. With this question, what we've got to do, the easiest way to do it is to do 9 times 4 and then adjust it. So 9 times 4 is 36. Right, but my number that I was timesing by was actually 0.9. So then I want to make it 10 times smaller. So 10 times smaller than 36 would be 3.6. Okay, but then the number I times by was 100 times bigger than that. So now I want to make it 100 times bigger. So 10 times bigger is 36, 100 times bigger is 360. So my answer is 360. So I'm just using what I know, but moving the digits around accordingly, using my place value knowledge of multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. And then our final question for today then for our maths is 1.5 times 63. When you do 1.5 times something, we want 1 lot of something and then half of it as well. So 1 lot of 63 is 63. Half of 63 is going to be 21.5. And then I need to add those together. When I add them together, I get the answer 94.5. Okay, well done then Year 6. What I want you to do now is add up your score for the arithmetic test. The red questions were worth 2 marks on this test, so give yourself a score out of 28 today. Okay, well done. That's the final part of our maths for home learning. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in school on Monday morning. Goodbye.